and welcome to a new week. My name's Kevin and Julie here is my wife. We're back again looking at the theme of love.
Yes, we talked about love briefly. Well, not briefly actually. Was it all last week?
All last week.
Love all of last week, and we've got another 3 days of love this week. And then, of course, because we are approaching Easter on Thursday and Friday, we will be switching from love and looking at the Easter story, or the first part of the Easter story, before picking up love again next week.
That's right.
More love again next week. So much love, it's wonderful.
Yep. So we're looking at a passage through these days, this week, next week, from 1Cor13 chapter 13.
Yes.
And today it's verse 4.
Yes,
so
just one verse today. So today's verse reads, "Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud."
And it's really important to put this in just a little bit of context as we kick off here, because Paul's writing to a church in Corinth which has its problems, and he's had to be quite firm correcting them. And out of that we also get this passage in which he talks about love and the many facets of it. And it's as though he's holding up a precious jewel in front of us, and the precious jewel is love. And as he turns it in the light, we get a little glimpse of different facets of different aspects of love.
Yeah.
And so we hear about love being kind. The nature of love, he says, is kind. The nature of love, he says, is patient. And so as we go through this week, we'll see different glimpses, different facets of what Paul tells us love is. And we've got to remember, this isn't a soppy gooey love. This is
gooey love,
no,
not
it's
gooey
not
love.
gooey love. This is a self-serving love. It's not a love that is romantic in that sense. It's the love that gives of itself again and again and again.
Well, it's like sort of love put into practice rather than as a feeling or an emotion.
Yes. Yeah. And the word in Greek is agape. It's a very, very clearly defined type of love. And I want to focus in on the fact that love is kind. And it's a really interesting facet that Paul chooses here, because he doesn't say love is good or love is gentle. And when we think of kindness, often we think of goodness or gentleness.
Yes.
But he very clearly singles out that love is kind. And I think what he's saying behind it is it's not just good, it's not just caring, but there's a thoughtfulness to it. There's almost an empathy. I've been there, I know what it's like. Or a sympathy, I can put myself in your shoes. Not in your feet, that would be tricky. In your shoes. I nearly said feet. But love is kind, he says. Love comes from deep inside, with thought, with compassion, with feeling for you. And I think that's an important thing for us to bear in mind.
And this verse is one that we very often hear at a wedding.
Yes.
And I think the love is patient bit is really interesting there, because it's like love is patient, love is persistent. It's a commitment. So it's a choice. I choose to love no matter what, for better, for worse, and even on those days when perhaps I might not feel like it. So love is patient. It's a great verse for weddings. That's why we're here.
So as we go through the next 3 days, particularly looking at love, let's look at the different facets of how love is defined here, described here, maybe not defined, described by Paul, and how that applies to us. Is my love kind? Is my love patient? Is the way I love people? What are the other things? Is it does not envy?
It does not boast. It
is
is
my
not
loving,
proud.
Yeah, is my loving lacking pride? Is my loving lacking boastfulness?
Well, it's like Paul's challenging the church at Corinth to love in a different way, to take that transcending God love that comes to us from Christ, and to put that into practice.
Yeah. So let's do that today. Let's take that love and share it in the way that Paul says here to share it. Have a great day. Let's express God's love to the people we meet.
See you tomorrow.